What's up, everyone? Let's see. 60. Alrighty. Let's get everyone into the chats. Get the notification, get that ready here. Alright, let's see. Alrighty. Alright, let's see who is going to make it out for tonight's game. Games plural. Let's see who's in the chat. All right, Mr. Fury has arrived to see his team play. That's good. Just loading up the game again. I have to reboot. Yeah, I'm gonna go 2D mode. Don't know the exact speed I'm gonna choose, but we'll see how this goes. And let me make sure that your lineup is set again when I load this. All right. And I will put this out on Twitter. And then maybe we'll go from 4 to 5 people who will watch this. So, yeah, so this is also going to be recorded. So if someone's watching later, this is the stream of the CBGM inaugural week. We're going to have an NIT season tip-off with Kansas and Michigan, both in the top 10. The Maui Invitational, I thought that was always some sort of premium one, but I guess Duke is the only team that really gets invited to that. And we'll try to do that final as well, but we'll get the big game out of the way first. So let me just multitasking. I need to do a few things first. Let's get this stream link out there. Finals, NIT season tip-off, Maui Invitational, stream, blah, 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 Windows, PC. All right, multiplayer. Okay, almost done. Okay. Sorry, I can't see who's in the chat just yet. Okay, no one really, just the same people. All right. 1 second. I'm gonna go to. Okay, I'm going to turn the game on. All right. This is the first play watch game. I think we have the turn one on over here. That's not on the grid, but I can find Wake Forest and ACC games. So if I go Atlantic Coast Conference, we want to put that matchup as well. I'll leave that off actually, so maybe, but that might sim through the games. So let me make sure I set that on. And then there is another final, Pittsburgh K-State. So let me do that. And that is which tournament here? That is the Paradise Jam. Nice. Cancun's coming up next week, in the next few days. So, and we also have some other tournaments in later November. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty busy little time here over the next 2-3 nights. All right, Paradise Jam, we have those players in as well. All right, we'll see which game it picks first. Hopefully it picks yours. Otherwise, we'll be running out of time, won't we? 2K Sports Classic. And the final, that one's already wrapped up. So let's take a look at the NIT tournament. So let's start this presentation. How did Michigan and Kansas end up in the finals? Well, how that happened was Oregon got knocked off by Kansas in an 8-point victory. Michigan, with the 12-point win over Wichita State, they rolled over Loyola. Well, not rolled over, but won by 3. and beat UNLV and Josh's team. So Michigan has had a pretty good path to the final, very good start to the season, and they made it to the finals, which is pretty good, and it's going to help the rankings. As you can see, Michigan's already was coming into the tournament as a fifth rank, was it? Looks like it, fifth overall in the tournament. Um, it's not from both sides. So Kansas was rated above. Zags were in this. My team, Creighton, the Blue Jays, they got smashed. They were in this, but this is not going to be a good year for them. Okay, so I just want to make sure I haven't really done this format yet, so I don't want to screw anything up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that preview again, and let's see some of the information on the game. Top ranked teams. Let's get a little preview here. So looking at it, we have Kansas favored almost 8 points. The over-under is a high-scoring affair, 172 points here. We're looking at over almost 80 points per team. So we'll have to make sure that the sim goes pretty quickly. Otherwise, there should be a lot of action in this one. The top scores, not a lot of games have gone by, but Larry Beek, I guess his name is, top scorer for Michigan. Mark Icona is the distributor. Jimmy Levitt, top point getter right now. And Chris Williams with 12 boards per game and 3 on the offensive glass. So looking at this matchup, they both shoot pretty well and both on a 3-game win streak. So let's get to the action. All right, I'm going to do play sim games, and what's going to happen? It's going to sim the other games, so good thing I checked off the other ones. And this will be the first game. So here we go. All right, starting lineups. Larry B, senior guard. He's the top scorer. He was also just previewed earlier. And then we're looking at not a lot of scoring around the starting lineup. That one player really scores most of Michigan's points. Kansas a bit more distributed in terms of their point getting, and we're looking at their big can get a double a game. But this is a good shooting guard matchup. Both Levitt and Larry B are both pretty interesting players. So let's get to the tip off. Oh, human control. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, I could probably back out of that. Yeah, let's see the messages coming in now. Okay, so I'm going to quit the game and then see if I can choose that. And we'll do that all over again. Oh, my first mistake. Let's see what happens here. All right, AI. We're going to watch this stuff. Nice. All right, 2D gameplay. Let's find a nice, sweet speed. And maybe this is already set, but what do we have here? We don't want pausing. Halftime report, sure. I don't have any sounds, so I should probably find ways of getting music in this type of streaming in the future, but no game sounds come through the Mac VMware. Just got to hear my voice. So, all right, let's return to the game. And let's tip this thing off. I want to make sure we're ready to go. And all right. Now that seems super slow, but here we go. How's that coming through for speed? Kansas up a deuce. And I don't have my full screen on for this game, which is why everyone can see my windows. That's why. All right, I'm going to tell everyone the games are on for a few other areas here. I think that'll stay on in the background. Let me get it off to the Slack channel. And let's get this one over here. I'll start somewhat commentating this game in a bit. First half is about 3 minutes in. And probably a good time. March Madness is underway. And Baylor has got a huge lead right now on Houston, looking like they're going to get to the final with Gonzaga. And so this is a good halftime to go watch a little CBGM at the same time. And now I can finally kind of focus more on this game. So right now, Kansas up 3. Michigan's hanging in there, down 3 at the moment. That was about a foul and 1, I think. Kansas is jumping out to a 6-point lead. 4 minutes in. We can also push the speed, slow the speed down, but right now it looks pretty smooth. Here comes Michigan the other way, down 8. Oh, hey, that was a turnover, I think. I can't get on their Slack channel because I want to send something. All right, not so good for Michigan. Maybe we should have just sent the game. That would have worked out better. I'm going to read the chat in a sec. I just want to get this update out that we are live. We are doing live CBGM games tonight. And I don't know where else I can put it, but I'm going to put it in the Slack channel. Okay. All right. All right, Kevs is in the chat. Coach Kevs, Coach Fury. I don't have a coach nickname yet. I'm going to be what? Coach Chris, Coach GM Games. I don't know about that, but anyways, let's see here. And interestingly enough, Kansas, the same owner, also has another guy in the top 10. And Pitt right now, when you look at the bottom ticker, I think they're somewhere in the top 10, top 5. I think they're 6 overall or something like that. So, all right. So the chat, everyone's seeing the turnover battle going on. Lots are happening right now with Michigan. Michigan's down big, 16. They're going to need a big second half to get back into this game. Kansas is hitting threes. Keith Dixon makes a 3. Their leading scorer right now, Levitt, with 14 points. The bench is on from Michigan. Oh, no, that's some of those are starters, Iacona. But their leading scorer is not on right now. Michigan's perfect season is on the line. Oh, you got the one legit guy. I mean, what is he? Was he a senior though? So it's kind of. Let's see how many points he's going to. He averages over 20 for you right now, which is pretty good. Not a ball handler, definitely not. It's not looking good for Michigan right now. The Big Ten jokes will be flowing tonight, or just just reposting the same memes that we have. The thing is, though, Michigan's got to represent their conference here. With the Big 12, it's not going so well, but Michigan's hanging around, only down 14 at the moment. Sweet line. 12-point game. Definitely not out of the realm of possibility of coming back. Just got to get this thing under 10, get a little run, and Michigan's going to get it within 10 now, within 9. But Levitt is definitely torching this game. 14 points. Has a steal to go with it. Yeah, the Pro League is going to be pretty interesting. I think what's going to be a pain for me is I want to do all the trades to try to get it somewhere similar, but it almost breaks the game having all these waiver players on the Nets. And then to see like if they're actually going to sign these guys, but then I got to get them on that team with very little cap hit. And then I don't know if that just breaks the game, if they're more likely to re-sign at such a heavy discount, but they're almost max players right after the season. So I think I'm going to have to accept the fact we're not going to have a very perfect pro uh, configuration unless we really wait till the end of the NBA playoffs. But I think this season's going to go pretty quickly. And Michigan's only down 8. Don't want to forget about the game that we're watching right now. Yeah, free throws definitely keeping Michigan in it. Kansas with quite a few fouls, 10 team fouls at the moment. Down to 7. But Kansas is answering every time Michigan seems to claw and scratch back into this game. All right, let me see the chat again. Man, Michigan just can't get back in this game. They get it within 10, they get it within 8, goes back to 12. And Jimmy Levitt, look at the bottom left. He's already scored 20 plus 2 times this year. I actually worked with Gary to get that broadcast kind of overlay in for that kind of stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. But that guy Levitt, he is on fire. 23 points in the half, just making a statement to the league. On live CBGM Twitch, Mr. Levitt is putting on a show. Sweet Wine is doing his job for Michigan, 11 points at the half. Belair's has got 9. Jimmy Levitt, though, is on fire. Been fouled quite a bit, 14 charity stripe buckets. But I don't know if Michigan can get back in this game here. It is a very high scoring affair. We're looking at the projection being pretty close to that. Kansas is at 50 points in a college basketball match with 2 minutes left to go in the first. Where is Michigan's defense? Well, it looks like Kansas wants to win this NIT Invitational preseason tip-off or whatever it's called, but the NIT tournament has quite a few top caliber teams in it. The Zags dropped. Kevs has been covering this a bit. Coach Kevs, this tournament, made some predictions. And we're almost at the half here, so these games don't seem to take too long. I think this is a nice, good pace. We get to see a little bit of what's happening. But I encourage feedback of whether or not this feels too slow, too fast. I think this is a bit of a sweet spot um, from some of the other recordings I've done for pro basketball, somewhere around this, like just over half, 1 bar up. And if Michigan can somewhat get it towards 10, maybe they have a chance to make a run in the second half. But I encourage anyone to ask questions. I can try to answer as many in this chat. I mean, it seems like this game is not turning out to be the thriller that we thought it could be. Looks like Kansas definitely deserves to be in the top 5. And so we're at the half, and what a huge half by Levitt. He's on pace to score 50 points in this one. He's also dished the ball with a couple assists. So he's all over this game. He's a plus 16. Uh, it looks like there's foul trouble for Beak, Bike. I don't know what we want to call him, but that's definitely hurting Michigan. And he went right to the bench. They had to take him off. He must have fouled Levitt as well. All right, we're gonna get back to this game. And best of luck to Coach Vader, Coach Fury for making it out tonight to watch this live. We'll definitely try to get more people on the stream as well to have chats and talk about their game. I guess in this case, it'd be just straight frustration from Coach Fury talking about what he thought he was going to get out of his depth change, his lineup. Michigan made it all the way to this point. They made adjustments for the final. But it looks like Jonathan Spencer is laying the smackdown at the moment. And Jimmy Levitt is not stopping. That's 28 points from him. And it was a foul and one, it looks like, because at the bottom it shows 14-foot jumper and a free throw. And we don't even see Larry Bike. Can someone tell me how I should pronounce that? Out there at all. It really hurts not to have him out there in the lineup. He is Michigan's best scorer. It's getting worse without him. And this is looking like a Baylor-Houston type score that's on right now. Kansas is looking like they are in cruise control here, ready to win the inaugural NIT Invitational preseason tip-off. And it does appear that they might etch their name in the trophy. Now, I'm not calling this game yet. I don't want to do that to Michigan. Michigan might be able to get it within 10, and maybe craziness can happen. So this is the debut of CBGM Live, doing live games. And so what would be better than an ultimate comeback? So let's keep the faith and see what happens. But right now, 23, it's not getting any better. The bench is in. Levitt is up to 30, looking at the tracker on the left. And obviously, I got to keep chatting here so there's not dead air. But this is starting to get out of reach. Michigan's shooting 32% from the field. There's 30 free throws for Kansas. They've nailed 90% of them, 27 of them. They're also hitting from behind the arc at a very high clip, 46%. It's not going to be, at the moment, this is a thrashing. And who knows what is going to stop this bleeding. At some point, it's almost garbage time. And who's calling that? If you start seeing names you've never seen before on the lineup start going in there, it's officially the trash can time. And if you've ever seen it on the depth chart, you'll know what that trash can means. It means either you're blowing that team out or you are getting blown out. But right now we're watching Levitt, Jimmy Levitt, put on a show here at the inaugural NIT preseason tip-off. Jimmy Levitt is making a name for himself in the league. And we're going to see if this is ultimately turned into the Jimmy Levitt points monitoring game. And we're trying to see now if Jimmy Levitt can hit 40 to 50 points. And at some point, are they just going to rest them? Or are they going to win this tournament in style and keep their foot on the gas? We're going to find it. But yeah, I mean, like you can see also that Coach Fury, the plays that are happening. They're running man to man usually. You're running man to man D there. So the turnovers, I don't know, a combination of maybe the practicing of your offense versus what they're doing. Obviously, most people have to play some man to man at some point. Turnovers Not sure where that's coming from. We're not seeing a lot of switching in the coaching, if we want to focus on that. Kansas is not playing much zone at all. We're seeing their players really just kind of locked down on man-to-man defense. Yeah, we can look at the box scores. Well, that must have been where he was set, because like I can go back and look at that photo that you sent me, right? And what do we have on that? Oh, it shows him at the small forward position there, yeah, didn't it? Oh, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check to see what the hell is going on with that. The other thing I got to look into is whether or not, I don't know if I start this live match, if somehow the AI set your lineup for you, but they're supposed to take what you're setting and just play that through based on starting lineups. But we'll continue to document whatever's going on. So, because yeah, I mean, I saw in your depth chart there, he should be playing at small forward, right? And then what do we have? We had him at the preview show showing up at shooting guard, right? I can't remember if I shut this game down and I restarted it though, and somehow something was lost along the way. But um, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look into this. Obviously, this is like gonna be something we're gonna fix over the long term. It's not ideal. I mean, he did come out there. He played shooting guard. He got kind of burned by Levitt right now, but um, yeah, totally. We're gonna take a look at what's happening with lineups. I'm gonna have another peek. We're gonna take a look at what's set even prior to the game, and then how this could have turned out that way. But the best part is we have it on video, and so when we have a screen cap, then we can take a look at why that would have happened. But you know, it's better to get these kinks out of the way early. It's not the tournament yet. We're really into a brand new game. Um, Multiplayer is probably not something they rigorously tested very much of. So yeah. But when we came into this game, there was the AI startup that we did. Um, we'll check that out. But we're about 3 minutes away from Kansas winning their first Invitational NIT tournament. Levitt is at 36 points. He's still playing. He's not off. He's getting a little bit tired, but he might hit 40 tonight. He's got 6 rebounds to go with those 36 points. Yeah, it looks like Kansas and Jonathan Spencer is going to be able to. Well, Osler's yelling at the ref. Iacona's yelling at the ref. But Kansas is definitely spreading it around. They look like they have quite a good team going into the season. They might have a chance to kind of, get to the Final Four. Uh, Beak has just come into the game now. He's into garbage time to get his padded stats, his season averages. He needs to get those up. He wants to become an All-American. He's going to need some points. So, Coach Jerry, what should I do? Should I go look at your roster and then see the depth? I mean, the depth chart, see what's set there. The thing is, I just took a screen cap of that, so it's really bizarre, unless it just somehow reverted. And Kansas has hit 100 points. I think that was a bit of a moral victory that Michigan was trying to keep them under 100. But the over-under of the game is definitely up there. 102 now. Levitt's off. Garbage time's in. Guys like Gardner are in, and Hampton, and whoever they are. Even Michigan, Bessiker. We're looking at guys who haven't played all game. And it's winding down. And hand clap for Jonathan Spencer and Kansas. They've won the NIT Invitational Tournament. It shouldn't change the sub matrix. Okay, well, let's have a look. So I think to get to the end of that, do I just press play again? Right, then this. Okay, we're looking at the stats. Normally, the small forward, I think it does play here in the third line. So it doesn't look like small forward was taken there. Beaks here. 31 points, the largest lead from Kansas. So let's quit this. And unfortunately, I'm going to need to save that. And now I can actually full screen this game. We're going to save this one. I mean, if we can get to the bottom of what's happening with those lineups and who's playing at certain times, that's going to be good. I'm always patient. I know that, I mean, he's not running away. And this league's going to be here a long time. So we're obviously not going to ignore anything that goes on. And yeah, it takes a little bit longer to save because we have the league link up. So, but yep, it's been fun. I mean, we showed one of the first games. We're going to get into a couple others. Looks like the chat might get dead if you leave, Coach Fury, but I'm going to still play these other games out. People can watch them later. They're on video. I'll keep chatting. And we're making sure that all this stuff gets saved. And what I'll do is, because it's just kind of boring and doing that, I'm going to drop that view for a sec. Everyone can focus on the top 25. And stream's running, so maybe the save's taking a little bit longer for that. And the save just wrapped up. Okay, so let's get back into the game. We're going to take a look at Michigan now. And then we're going to go look at the depth chart. And then we're going to look at the lineup has changed. I think what you had was, yeah, we had a different lineup before that game started. So I don't know if the AI set that as the game just began or, I'm going to take a screen cap. But it was weird that because I sent you a picture of the lineup being different. There's no injuries here. But right now, this doesn't look like, it looks like it got reset to something, right? Okay. So the before photo, and I'm pretty sure I still have that somewhere. If I go and I pull it up, and we looked at, when did I take this? 6:07 p.m. And let's take a look. How could that have happened, right? But yeah, I don't know. The computer looks like it did reset this lineup. And sometimes it does and it doesn't. Okay, well, I don't want to consume the entire stream with that, but I don't think I can sim too many games into the future. I will point this situation out in our live save. I think he was thinking it was just injuries, but this is really bizarre, and I'll save that. But what I'll do is I'll continue to play the rest of the games that are on tap. And let's see what the next one is. All right, this is the final of the Maui Invitational tournament. And it's Tulsa versus Wake. And right now, Wake Forest, the ACC being represented here in Hawaii. Their best player is Leroy Malone at 14 points a game. Tulsa's coming in with a high-scoring shooting guard, Isaac Archibald, 22 points a game. And this is the final of the Maui Invitational, Maui Gym. And let's get to the action. And I don't think neither of these teams are really managed by anybody. And so we're just going to show, and the courts are awesome. Take a look at that. That's cool, so cool. We had the NIT court just in the last one, but this one really kind of stands out. Get your Hawaiian shirts. Wear something colorful, something floral. Get into the mood. I think everyone's happy Duke lost pretty early in this one. So this is your final of the Maui Invitational. And we'll see who's going to win. All right. Okay. And so Tulsa's up by a deuce. We didn't look at the preview to see who's favored or not. I think, not sure if it actually shows it in the options or not. But next time we'll do that. I just kind of trying to think about some of the depth chart stuff that's happening. But it's interesting that when the game started, that the lineup switched, but not after the import. All right, so right now we got Wake Forest up. Their leading scorer is usually Malone, but Johnson's right now playing quite well. Archibald, the leading scorer on Tulsa, he's got 5 points. And there really is no human kind of association with any of these teams, but I'm here to answer any questions in the CBGM. Let's talk about the CBGM. We're up to 114 managed teams now. And so if anyone wants to come apply, there are, pretty decent teams left in the middle to high prestige range, somewhere around 70 or so. But it's all pretty even in terms of recruiting. And right now the league just continues to grow. So if you find the time and you want to know more about the CBGM, we have a website. It's CBGM. I'm going to type it into the chat, .news. And you can find everything there under League Office for applications, for rules, for what teams are left, for our news. We're showing videos from teams every day. We're showing different articles on top 25. We've got game previews coming in on some of the biggest matchups. And so you'll find all of that good content and information at cbgm.news. And we're back here with the Maui Gym, Maui Invitational Tournament. Momentum's with Tulsa right now. Wake Forest has a 5-point lead. Tulsa was trying to get back in the game. 17-foot jumper. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people might skip over this. And the Paradise Jam might be the final more people are looking forward to. But this is a decent tournament with some decent teams. This is your final of Wake Forest and Tulsa. And right now, Tulsa's tied the game. They're back in it. Almost first half's almost done. This is a tight one at the Maui Invitational. All right. We might speed this one up, seeing as how there's not a lot of people in the chat. I'm not really sure who's going to take this one. I mean, ACC kind of think that they have a better chance with conference prestige to recruit people. They're up 5. They're looking like they're in a good spot to take this tournament. We didn't get a good look or summary, but because they're AI teams, we're just kind of moving along here. And Wake Forest is looking like they might take a lead into the half, but there's still time. Tulsa, no, they're trading buckets at this point. It's going at a much faster pace than we normally would, mostly because these are both computer teams. And we're pushing through here on this matchup. And right now, we got Wake Forest up 5, trying to take the Maui Invitational. And we're almost at the half. Wake trying to pad their lead a little bit. Tulsa's trying to chip away, trying to get this game tied or make it much closer going into the half. And here's Tulsa right now. They hit a shot. They're down 3. And we're at halftime. Halftime of the Maui Invitational Tournament. Wake is up 3 points. Jared Johnson's their leading scorer with 10 points. And let's move to the action. Okay, here we go. All right, this is a tight one at the Maui Invitational. We're going to play at this speed. If it gets close towards the end of the game, we'll slow it down. At the moment, this is a tight one. Things to note, Tulsa shooting really nicely behind the arc, 6 of 9, 66%. Whereas Wake has a lead, and they just lost their lead. They're down 1 now. Tulsa is asserting themselves back into this game. They're shooting hot from outside, whereas Wake's not, and that might really cost them in this one. And I'm pretty sure this is not a game that most people care too much about, so we're continuing to move along here. Tulsa is starting to pull away. Wake looked like they were comfortable in the first half, but they're in trouble now. They're on the ropes. Tulsa has taken a lead. And this is just around a 3-point game going both ways. Now Tulsa's now pushed it up to 5. And yeah, looking at the ticker below, Pitt is in the top 5, 3-0 start. Michigan, unfortunately, is going to see that 6th rank. Could be in trouble there. They lost to a really good team. I can't see how that would hurt their cause too badly. And we're down to the last 7 minutes of the Maui final. 6 minutes to go. This one's a real tight one. And we want to get these games out of the way. I know that there's college basketball on all night. It's really hard to compete with March Madness and holiday weekends. Tulsa's up 5, 3 minutes to go. They're trying to hang in there to win the tournament. And the referee's considering a complaint from Wake Forest. 3-point game. Let's turn it down. We're into the key parts of the match. We're down to 1 minute. Let's see if we can fix the timing on this one. So we have a 3-point game, less than a minute to go. It might be set in there. I can't really slow that thing down. All right. 22 seconds. Wake with a basket. Free throws from Tulsa. Wake has a chance to tie coming the other way. They shoot. They tie. Overtime. Great. For me, I got to talk about this matchup even more. This game's getting interesting, though. Wake Forest came back, hit a game-tying 3 in the final of the Maui Invitational, and we're into overtime now. So we want to keep this moving. It didn't pause for me, but now we want to get this game wrapped up. But it is a good matchup here. Tulsa is keeping it interesting. They looked like they were going to take the game. Wake Forest came down the court, bombed a 3, and this match continues. And we're still watching Tulsa try to pull away in this one. Nothing better than 2 teams no one's following, really, to continue to go to overtimes. But this is a good matchup. Tulsa, Wake Forest battling out here to win this tournament. And they're just trading buckets. We got 126 to go. 3-point game. Wake Forest is getting in there. Dropped a bucket. Only down 1 now. Tulsa's trying to give themselves a little bit more breathing room here. A minute to play. Kick ball. Reset the shot clock. Tulsa's got it. What are they going to do? Can they put more points on the board? And at least it's a 1-point game, a bit of an odd number. I'm not going to really see a chance maybe of overtime again unless it's a 2 and another 3. But they did. Tulsa again. Here comes a chance to tie again from Wake. They're shooting a 3. No, passing it. What was in? Basket. Took the quick 2. Going to foul right away. Come back down the floor. And that's a wrap. Tulsa won it. It almost was Wake trying to get a quick, easy 2 and then come down the court. But it's the winner. Tulsa has won the Maui Invitational Tournament. Their team name is going to be etched into the trophy in our game forever. And we're done on that one. All right, there's a chance for Jonathan Spencer to win again. I said we're going to do these 2 games. We don't have that many people here. Jonathan Spencer was here. Maybe we would do that. But what we'll do in this case is we'll sim this matchup. I want to document a little bit of what happened with Michigan as well. So at this point, we're not going to play this one. We're going to get through this day. And then we're going to probably push it to another tourney final, but we'll see who wins this one. The game preview tells us Pitt's favorite 8, likely to take it. Yeah, Rules in the chat, they did get stomped, Michigan. And so looking at over here, It looks like Pitt's going to be the one who's probably going to take it, so we'll just play that one out. And that should wrap up the day. And we're going to sim to the next day. All right. And Pittsburgh did end up winning by 7, and they've won the Paradise Jam tournament. Some injuries are showing up here. It's not the only reason why depth charts seem to kind of be changing. And here we are. We're looking at some of the other tournaments that are just starting to kick off. So the icons are so small, but let's take a look at what they are. So if you look at the tournaments here, we got Tulsa as now the defending champ of Maui. Paradise Jam, Pitt won that. I think we're starting to see the Cancun Classic. That's just starting up from the 21st to the 23rd. 23rd seems to be the final. So what I'll do is I'm going to simulate probably to the 23rd. Then we have 2 other potential finals that we could show tomorrow night. We'll discuss it, see how that goes. But we'll sim this day. We'll take a look at the tournament setup. Maybe let's have a peek now what they look like. So they're over here. This is this Gary Gorski tournament, the Wolverine Sports Hall of Fame Classic. Colorado, Agalia's Colorado's in this one. Miami's in this one. Vin's. So we got Devonta, we got Vin, we got Huggy Bear, our mascots in this one. We got Rizzo in this tournament. This one's got a lot of action going on. And let's take a look at Cancun, wherever that one is. And we got Cuse versus St. Louis. We got Brandon S versus Random Task. We got Dave, Memphis Dave against, serve my memory right, this is someone new. I don't know who that is. Spider against himself. Oh boy. And Xavier and Boise. So this is a full human team tournament in Cancun. That's pretty interesting. We're going to sim a game of that and see where that leads. All right. Round 1 of the Cancun Classic, and what was the other one called again? The Wolverine Studios, blah, 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 whatever it is. Some injuries popped up. And winners, Syracuse with the 6-point win faces off with Baylor next. Xavier and Purdue. Purdue gets through the matchup with Missouri of the Spider matchup. And then we got Ohio State winning. No laps there. Vanderbilt has beat Colorado. They're moving on to play Rizzo. And then we got St. John's with the big win over Devonta's Miami team. SMU playing St. John's here. Huggins loses, and that's pretty disappointing. So let's play one more day here. Let's get to the final of these tournaments. We can hype them up later. All right. And an injury. Doesn't say which team, just tells you there's an injury. So I'm not sure how helpful that is. And we got finals. We got in the Wolverine Studios Hall of Fame Classic, Rizzo is in the finals against SMU. And let's take a look at Cancun. Who is the final? Baylor and Purdue matchup. So Spiders, Purdue Boilermakers are in the finals against the Baylor Bears. Suiting and fitting night, considering Baylor is playing quite well. I haven't checked the score behind me in a bit, but they were up 20 earlier. So that should conclude us for tonight. We want to keep these finals seeing as what we can do tomorrow. Also, because of this depth chart thing, we want to kind of not move super fast so we can get to the bottom of what's happening. But what I'm going to do is we're going to save here. I want to thank everyone who hopped onto the stream. We played enough games tonight. We played two live games. We saw an overtime in the Maui Invitational. We saw Kansas and Jimmy Levitt put on a show with the Kansas Jayhawks. And that is going to conclude our broadcast. Just under 1 hour here, 55 minutes. This video is going to be available on Twitch and on the YouTube channel. And be sure to check out what happened there. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. And I hope everyone enjoys their March Madness and Final Four. And we'll talk to you later. See ya.